Hey everybody, welcome to the Leader Lab. This is Leadership Shorts, quick thoughts to help you level up your leadership. My name is Chad Wright. I'm the founder of Forward Partners, and I'm joined by my partner in podcasting, Emily Graysteele. Emily, what are we talking about today?
We have a quote today.
Okay, let's hear it. Is it the long quote by Steve Jobs from last time?
No, it is actually significantly shorter.
Less than a paragraph. All right.
Yes, you ready?
Yes.
Create before you consume.
Okay.
Said by Marie Forleo.
Forleo, that is much shorter. I like
Much
that.
shorter.
Create before you consume.
Mm-hmm. So talk to us about how this simple quote has changed the way that you invest in yourself as a leader.
So this quote is interesting in that it has somehow become deeply embedded in my subconscious.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, I will wake up in the morning and literally my first thought is create before you consume.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really this idea that we get up and we tend to, the way I always describe it is we wake up, we reach over to our phone on the bedside table, and we immediately jump into the challenges, right? We immediately jump into consuming email, consuming social media, consuming the news. And what that serves to do is it sets our mind in a direction.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk all the time about our leadership mindset and about how that determines so much. And if we are facing our day and beginning our day with the challenges, with if you're watching the news, that's not just a challenge. That is an overwhelming, we're all going to die,
Sense of doom.
Yeah, exactly. We start that doom scrolling real early in the morning. If we start by jumping into our email and what does this day have for me? What are the 1,000 things I'm going to have to deal with, right? We're starting from really a losing position.
Yeah.
But if we create before that happens, I'm not saying don't do some of those things. Now, maybe we don't need to doom scroll at all, but I'm not saying don't ever look at your email. I'm saying it's not the first thing.
Yeah. I like to think of it now as when I go to sleep, if I go to sleep looking at my phone and then I wake up looking at my phone, right? You're not leaving space to create. You're just ending and beginning the same way. It's a continual stream of the same problems.
Yep.
Doom scrolling, looking at your email, looking at your social media, and you don't have any space for the possibility for creation.
And that's where this really comes in is we talk all the time about creating the version of you that shows up and being spiritually, emotionally, physically oriented towards health. That is creating the version of you that's going to show up as a leader.
Right.
What she's saying is do that before you consume anything.
Yeah.
Get up and invest in you. Ultimately, healthy leadership is about rhythms. It is about setting these sustainable rhythms and making sure we are moving in a way that we can show up as healthy.
Yeah.
Part of those rhythms is how do we invest in ourselves? How are we getting up in the morning and spiritually, emotionally, physically orienting ourselves towards health? That investment in us is the most important investment we'll ever make.
Right.
And so doing that first sets you in a mindset of, okay, we got this. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then when you open up your email and you look at it and Carl is in your email screwing things up again, you're going to face that with a much different mindset.
Yes.
Again, I don't know why I'm down on Carl right now. If your name is Carl, I apologize. Maybe stop screwing things up. If you see that email, you're going to look at it and be in such a different mindset of, okay, we can handle Carl today. We got this. Versus starting that way. You're waking up, you're groggy, you're like, oh, why is my alarm going off at 5 a.m?
Yeah.
Carl, that is a different experience. Yes. It just is. And this has genuinely changed the version of me that shows up to lead.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten much, much better over the years about investing in myself, but it wasn't always the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so really, when I would invest in myself, I'm already kind of behind and I'm trying to chip away at that.
Right, you're like, okay, I got to reorient now.
Yes.
So then you're reorienting it with some good decisions. But
absolutely. And so I literally wake up now and I hit my alarm and I sit up because sitting up is for me a massive, that is a move. I sit up, put my feet on the floor and I'm like, okay, we're up. But then it is create before you consume.
Mm-hmm.
And that has genuinely changed things for me. Excuse me. Those rhythms have determined so much about how I have begun to lead. And so my hope is for leaders that they can really take this to heart. They can begin to focus on creation before consumption.
Right.
they're going to show up as different. They really are. And so we've got a couple of different questions that I think would be good for us to think through, but really for our I almost said readers, for our listeners, our watchers, our readers, if you're reading this, transcripts.
We need like a name for the people that listen to the Leader Lab. We got to think about it.
We really, yes, the lab coats is what we're going to call them. Sure. All right. The lab partners.
Why
oh my gosh, I just invented something. It's Forward Partners. It's the Leader Lab partners.
You created something.
I'm so excited right now. It's the end of a long day. We're knocking out 20 episodes. We're next to last. It's a long day. So, lab partners. Here's some questions I want you to think about. The first one, what rhythms do you really need to implement in order to intentionally create? Don't start with the phone. Don't start with the challenges. Don't start with everything in front of you. Start with creation. And what rhythms are going to really enable that? And then the next piece, what type of consumption tempts you the most in the morning? I'm genuinely curious. For me, it is sugary consumption. I love just opening my phone and looking at memes, dumb videos, cat videos.
I was going to say, my first guess for you was like a YouTube.
Oh, I can go down a rabbit hole. And you know what's funny is on certain mornings, like on Saturday, Sunday, when I'm resting, sometimes that's my move. And it's intentional. It's like today I am not getting up and going and working out. I am not getting up and journaling. I'm going to get up and watch memes and watch videos. And so that's what tempts me the most. Excuse me.
Solid choices.
Yes. So I'm really curious for y'all to think about that. What is the thing that tempts you the most? And make sure that's not the first place you go. Go to creation first and see if that doesn't make a difference. If you're not showing up as a different version of yourself, I think you'll see massive gains from this, because I know it has done that for me, having that first thought, create before you consume. Totally. All right. I love that. If people want to send us questions, if they want to answer these and let us know what tempts them the most in the morning, where do they send that to?
To lab@forwardpartners.net.
Lab@forwardpartners.net. If people want to follow on the socials for all the leadership content we're creating, where can they find that?
@ForwardPartner.
@ForwardPartner. We're dedicated to giving away everything we know, everything we teach, everything we learn while we're on the ground doing this work, developing leaders, transforming organizations. And so if you want to engage with that and level up your leadership, go consume all of that and ask us questions. We're happy to answer them. Thank you for doing this, Emily. Ben, thank you for producing. Wilco Workspaces, thank you for partnering with us. And we will see you next time right here in the Leader Lab, our lab partners for Leadership Shorts.